Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I am Carmen. I am your myofunctional educator extraordinaire. I am also a myofunctional therapist. So I have a global practice. If you know anything about me or you follow me, you know I'm here every week to work with my community and educate and help bring things of value to you guys. So my new blog came out this morning and it was called Why It's Important to, let me see under my clip what it says. Why it's worth paying for the roadmap to wellness, even though you can find free stuff on YouTube. So I have long since said this is going to be a fiery topic because we know that YouTube is awesome for a lot of things. YouTube is not awesome for myofunctional therapy. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this visit is about that. So the official topic for this is YouTube therapy adequate? So what I have found on YouTube is that it's piecemeal. So you can find random stretches or exercises that are related to a tongue tie, okay? But it's incomplete, so it's piecemeal. It does not cover a complete pre-procedure therapy, and it does not pick up and do the post-procedure therapy. So this is what I hate about it. It is not all about just stretches. It is more about rehabilitating the oral structures, doing doing wound management is really important. But that's another topic. But the exercises, they're not the same. So what your doctor tells you to do, it might be similar to what I would work with my client, but it's not going to be the same at all. So that's what I have found on YouTube. This I want to tell you, so in the world of content, so whatever it is, whether it's myofunctional therapy, whether it's success coaching, whether it's life coaching, whatever it is, the content, when content is free, that should really be about the what and the why. And then the paid content is the how. So when you want something that's going to be complete, you got to be willing to pay for it. Now, I know myofunctional therapy is not cheap. We've gone over that. But in the big picture of what healthcare costs are, or what's the cost of sleep apnea? If you ignore your sleep apnea, what is the long-term cost of that? It's a very expensive, degenerative, debilitating disease. So if you consider what a lifetime of expenses is going to be, it is so important that you consider that when you're thinking about the cost of myofunctional therapy. But regardless, I get people that email me all the time, excuse me, that say, I have found some of these exercises on YouTube. What is your therapy going to be different? And here's what I say is that my therapy, and probably therapy from any other myofunctional therapist, is customized for you. So this starts with your exam. We figure out where your impairment is. We figure out where you have needs, where you have struggles. All of that plays into your therapy plan. So when I work with somebody, we do pre-procedure therapy, and so that's 4 to 6 weeks before. And in that, I am very much focused on preparing for the frenectomy. Okay, so we want that to be successful, and I pull out all the stops so that we get there. Then after that, after the frenectomy, then is the healing time. And from the very second and minute that is released, it starts healing. So I tell my clients, if there is a time that I want you to be like pulling out all the stops to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's that healing time, because I can't help you recover from healing improperly. So that is so important. But what is more important is what we do after. And so this is where you don't get it on YouTube therapy. When I put somebody into therapy, I have an absolute plan. I know specifically what I'm going to do before the frenectomy, what I'm going to do post-therapy, and what building blocks or what roadmap or what framework I'm going to take you through to get to the normalized swallow. Anybody who has a tongue tie does not swallow properly. Okay, that's just the bottom line. We know that, and I'm confident saying that without a doubt. So if you go to do something like myofunctional therapy, or YouTube therapy, you're going to get just piecemeal, little teeny bits and pieces that I guess if that's all you're looking for, then maybe it's going to be adequate for you. But long term, the clients that I work with who want wellness, who want that big picture dealt with, they want to deal with their myofunctional impairment. My oldest client right now is, pushing 80, and she's really unhappy that she has a tongue tie and nobody has ever talked with her about it, and she's choking. She's having all these concerns. She would have much rather paid for the framework and the roadmap and the coaching and all of that stuff years ago rather than now. So there are repercussions for just sticking your head in the sand and walking away, which if that's what you want to do, then absolutely. YouTube therapy might be okay for you. But the truth of the matter is it's not complete, it's not organized, and it's not going to take you where you need to go with all of your goals. So really, when I talk about why it's worth paying for it, it's worth doing it right, especially for adults. You are not sitting in a room on fire. I say that to you guys all the time. You don't have to have this done tomorrow. Even one of my clients that I started this week, she asked if she could go ahead and hurry through things and start sooner than 4 to 6 weeks. And I said, no, you don't want to waste your time and money by not doing it right. And I feel very, very passionate, and I think that's the only way. So if you want to do things correctly, it's going to require that person to take you through that. And I always like to use the example of like a personal trainer. We all know that you can find every exercise, for working out. You can find that on the internet. But when I pay a personal trainer, I get results. And it can be the same exercise. So paying somebody to help you maneuver, to take you through the roadmap, to provide that framework. My goal when I work with a client is to get you most effectively and efficiently from A to Z. Okay, we don't need to dawdle there in the middle. I have a plan, and I want to successfully take you through that. So I think I have beat that topic to death. If you email me today and you ask me if I think this exercise that you found on YouTube is going to be adequate, I'm probably going to want to bonk you on the head, because it's not. It does not have your best interest at heart. It's not complete. It only surrounds having a frenectomy done, and that's just this much of the puzzle. You need to do so much more. So I think I have answered that. Next week, let's talk about that. I am going to be talking about you don't know that something is broken until you know it's broken. And a great example of this is a tongue thrust swallowing pattern. So a lot of people come to me and they just think this myofunctional impairment is their normal, and it's totally not. But you don't know something's wrong until something helps you understand that. And so that education and opening your eyes is real important. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. Last, if you have not gotten your freebie, right, there's the link. My quick assessment tool. This is a lifesaver. So many people reach out to me and they had no idea that they had concerns. This tool is what my partners, different doctors that I work with, they use this for a screening tool. Take yourself through the questions. There's one for kids, there's one for adults, there's 25 questions. This is going to help you understand why you have concerns. And it fills my heart so much when somebody comes to me and they say, I had no idea that I had concerns. I saw your YouTube videos, or I saw your Facebook Lives, and I went and got that assessment tool, and I didn't realize that I had sleep apnea concerns. I mean, realistically, in the big picture, I tell you guys this time and time again, the reason I do what I do is because sleep apnea is deadly and it kills you. Bottom line. No, let's not sugarcoat it. So if you think that snoring's normal, if you think mouth breathing is normal, all of that stuff, I want you to realize that it's not. So find this tool. You can download it at the bottom of any one of my blogs. So right here is the link. And take it and then reach out to me or somebody. It does not have to be me. Just, it's very important that you get the help that you need. Also, you can find us on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram. We have the Tongue Tie and Myofunctional Therapy support group. And I'm here every Wednesday. So I hope that helps. And I will see you guys next week. Have a beautiful week, everybody.